Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome back. And if there's anyone on the online, I think Zolti is there for Mr. Translator. And so as this morning we talk about the Lord of the Compassion, Buddha, Avalokiteshvara. In the Tibetan have a really special connection with the Avalokiteshvara. Tibetan people believe, Tibetan people are actually descended from the Avalokiteshvara. What is it? What we believe is historically, we said Tibetan people are come from the monkey. One of the emanation of the Avalokiteshvara, one monkey meditating in the cave. Then one rock spirit, demon, she appearing from him. So that way they kind of get together and had 6 children, 6 monkey, a mixture of the monkey and demons. And those 6 children are descended from the 6 realms. So Tibetan people believe we have 6 different type of personality in Tibet. Some are more like a hell beings, attitude. Some are hungry ghosts, some are animals, some are demigods, some are guardians, some are human. We said the Tibetan people have a 6 type of, I think can say attitude, personality. So we said, so Tibetan people believe we come from the monkey, and the monkey was an emanation of the Avalokiteshvara meditating. The monkey cave is still there. I don't know that's how much really authentic. Monkey cave is still there. And the first Tibetan capital called the Tsetang. Why is Tsetang mean the playground? So when those monkey kids, they play there, that has become a playground. So first capital, the town is called the Tsetang. That's what Tibetan believe. Then during the Buddha's time, actually one day Buddha was a, now I forgot the forest name. When in one day he mentioned that time Tibet was like a barbarian, like kind of like a countryside, so barbarian that they only know how to fight the war. Around the Buddha's lifetime, Tibet was a really, really strong fighter. From there to many generations, like Nepal, like for example, Nepal stay under Tibet like 100 years actually. They make that like kind of like autonomy region. They have their own kingdom, but have the tax give to the Tibet. And there's a lot many areas. I mean, Tibet was huge at that time, especially during the King Tsongtsen Gampo time. He extended so much. So it's like a Tibetan people, how barbarian they believe is it. Like if you died on the bed, you call life, wasteful life. You are a dead noble family, like meaningful life. That kind of barbarian, I mean Tibet. So they said, the Buddha said to this northern land, that Thagop in the Tibetan, Thagop means the barbarian. It will be what called the tame or what called it? Dulua. Dulua, pacified by the Avalokiteshvara. So Avalokiteshvara, Tibetan people believe we Tibetan, like a Hage mean that our main principal deity of the region of Tibet is a Chenrezik, Avalokiteshvara. So they're like a first, one of the great Dharma king, Tsongtsen Gampo, was the Avalokiteshvara's emanation. Then there's a many great historical leader, historical teacher. They are emanated from the Avalokiteshvara. Like nowadays, we have like His Holiness Dalai Lama, His Holiness Mount Rupa. His Holiness Kamaba, His Holiness also our His Holiness our Chisaramboche. All everyone as a reincarnation of the Chenrezik, you know. So there's so many Chenrezik reincarnation in Tibet. Because so that is how Tibetan people believe that Chenrezik is our like principal deity, you know. So we call the our Hage, like when you receive your own part, you know, like dividing. You take this one, you take the Tibetan, what called the Gelwa. Like when people are dividing things.
Oh, inheritance.
Inherited, yeah. Tibetan people believe that Avalokiteshvara is the inherited deity of the nation. Yeah. So we said that one. So that deep connection with the Avalokiteshvara, with the Tibetan. I think that is also nowadays whole world is a too much competition, yeah, too much jealousy, too much hatred. Actually, that is the afflictive emotion is increasing. So we need like a deity like a Chenrezik who calm down everyone, just give a little bit coolness, you know, relax, a little bit become a compassion. We're not liking right now. We're not liking material. We're not liking wisdom. Make sense? We're not liking any of those. That we're liking that compassion, kind heart. You know, we always be getting a stronger selfishness. Forget about the politicians. Forget about the you know, the common people. Even the religious community, it seems like some more become a selfishness, divide. You know, like when I grow up, my community, we don't have this distinguishing of the Tibetan Buddhism community. Like this is Giluba, this is Saja, this is Nyama. We don't have that kind of a conceptual. Really, you know, everybody's getting worse, that part also. And in the West, people are becoming so caught up this, you know, nonsense, what called sectarian. Without the knowing of any part of the lineage, they have this built hatred and jealousy and attachment. Oh, this is my lineage. This is their lineage. I have to attach my lineage. I have to protect my lineage, my guru. So we actually doing the called the in the I mean the Sukhavati Pure Land. It said called the Chepangpa. Chepangpa mean
divide the Dharma.
no. Chepangpa mean that you like giving up Dharma.
Oh.
Yeah, like you're separated from the Dharma. Yeah, abandoning the Dharma. Actually, when we build this sectarian, then it become really abandoning Dharma. Because we're no longer following to the Dharma. We're following to the conceptual of afflictive emotion, of attachment and hatred, jealousy, that kind of. Make sense? So we must really careful on that. And at the same time, there's some people have, they call the non-sectarian. You know? Also, those are, there's two kind of non-sectarian. One, just go to wherever they are more, you know, successful, rich, go there. And another one, they say they have no clue. They said, I'm non-sectarian. Yeah. Yeah, they try to do everything. They think they have to do everything. In the Buddhism, beautiful part of the Buddhism, you see lots of different body. Every individual body are complete. If you know your lineage really well, you will build respect for the other lineage. People who become a discombination of this is good lineage, this is a bad lineage, is somebody who know little bit about the Dharma, but not really know well with the Dharma. That kind of people make this kind of a discrimination. So that can tell if you really know about your lineage, deeply your meaning of your lineage, you become a more and more respect for the other lineage. That is increasing this one. That's why I call that degeneration. Yeah. So this kind of issue, this kind of environment, what we liking is a compassion. Actually, make sense? So it's necessary to meditate compassion toward to the every sentient being, so that this practice like Chenrezik, you know. And in our program said, I will give the transmission on this sadhana. Then I realized I don't have transmission on this sadhana because Holiness originally wrote a few years ago. I don't know how long gone. Our Holiness wrote, so I never received transmission from him. You know, there are some people can give without receiving transmission, but I cannot give that one. Some people have that capacity to can give the transmission without having transmission. But I cannot do that one. So I don't have this transmission. I don't have a recollection of the receiving transmission. I cannot give the transmission. But this is source of a main text as an original from the text of the Tsongtsen Gampo text. We have that transmission. So I can talk based on that. But I don't think so I can give the transmission. I hope one day we can receive transmission from Holiness. In the Dharma, we also said, this is a really important part of the Chö mean the Dharma. Lung mean the actually it's some kind of like transmission or some kind of like you have to need some way to handle. You have to connect to there. Make sense? And that transmission with the instruction. Yeah. With the instruction. That instruction is have the lineage. This have to come from the source of the, like since this is composed by the Holiness have to give the transmission to the, we have to receive from the Holiness. So then if somebody already received from Holiness, that person can pass that transmission to someone else. But mainly, so that way we call the transmission with the lineage, and then lineage with the bless. Lineage with the bless mean that person already have some degree of experience through the practice. Yeah, and lineage with the bless. So that is a kind of like system of the Dharma have to go, so that way, I can pretend like I have transmission, I can read, but it's not going to benefit for you. Honestly, it's not become like you receive the transmission. And this is not healthy to do. But I can read the meaning of the text through. We can go through. So here, according to the text, I visualize myself Harya Jiva is not, because Harya Jiva is not that popular in the Tikunkaji tradition. But this sadhana, this text of the Avalokiteshvara is a King Tsongtsen Gampo hiding under the Harya Jiva statue in Lhasa. And also, I think around that time, Harya Jiva is one of the main Gidam deity, I think. So, so I think this reason the Holiness wrote this, you visualizing yourself as Harya Jiva, and Harya Jiva is you can see here on the picture of the, with a horse head. Mantra said Mahatma is defined by the Harya Jiva mantra. Here is a blessing of the Torma offering. So this is called the Torma for the obstacles. So you can read this. I'm not going to read whole, but basically, so So this is a blessing by the Torma offering. No need to focus too much. This is like a beginning of the ritual we do, like a practice. We do this one, and then our main practices start from here, page 9. This is called the blessing the offering. When you're arranging offering, first you have to do the short, brief blessings offering. So once you put arrange offering, like whatever you're offering, must put the clean one. You know, like in the jewel ornament, you see, as there's called the practice of the generosity. It's called the pure material and impure material. You have to know that one. What is the impure material? What is the pure material? Yeah. And another word also, there's one called the in the Buddhism, there's called the wrong livelihood. Those are similar. This kind of material is related to this kind of material. Whatever is they are not allowed to use for the offering too. Make sense? So that way, I still have this questionable. Lots of people using meat for the talk offering. You know, lots of people say, "Oh, it's a necessity, have to have." When I grew up with that culture, in our community, every time when we have talk, at least try to put small piece of meat with a part of the talk. You know, talk with the samba, then or put all those like a cookie and different like fruit, dry fruit, those things, and add some dried meat. Always saying they need meat, but now I'm thinking, I think that's not really sufficient to offer for the part of the offering. And especially in the Nyima tradition, everybody say it's really neat. Yeah. But Buddha Rinpoche really against with this. Buddha Rinpoche said, if you use the meat, all the Buddha and Bodhisattva, they will not come to accept the offering of talk. Who comes? Evil spirit. Yeah, because for the Buddha and Bodhisattva, your offering meat is like a cook, and the meat is a serving to the parent. Like the more stronger feeling than that one, because Buddha and Bodhisattva, they see the sentient being are like their mother, you know, their child. Deity and the Buddha, they not come around that area. Only evil. Really succeed, some successful come from there, but then it end up really bad. So that reason, you know, it's have to be really careful. So I really don't know that is you know, really healthy to put meat or not. I'm not, you know, against. So I think this the reason is that people, why they put it in the salt, because in the salt there's 5 meat and 5 nectar. Yeah. In there, never said, I mean, there's a beef involved. Yes. There's one of the 5 meat is beef is. Why beef is? Because in India, nobody eat the beef. So those 5 are not really edible. Can say edible? Yeah. Yeah, not really edible. Normally, especially from Indian culture. So some things you couldn't eat through your power of the blessing, transform them to the nectar, and you can enjoy. Then yes, no question about that. Some great yogi, they did Ganachakra offering by the using human flesh. You see lots of story there. You know, so they know how to transform that meat to the truly nectar. Make sense? So those are different issues, you know. So other than that, I think we have to be careful what kind of offering material we're arranging when we put an offering. Like something, for example, something you stole from someone. You're not allowed to put that one into the offering object because that is come from the negative. There's a different way to utilize steal, cheat. You can stall by the forcefully, you stall by the skillfully. There are so many ways you can steal. Make sense? So this reason when we say so, one thing is you have to have clean, ethically, can say morally clean and physically clean. The offering object must be arranged something like that. Then once you first, when you just arrange, they said you just do this called the mechulung. Actually, first you incense burn, and incense kind of like with a fire, or without fire, you just do this way, kind of a circle around the offering. Then second is a sprinkle with the water. Okay. Wind. So what is this one? It's a reason, is a fire symbolizes the burning all the impure things by fire. After the burn, then water washing away all the no, first is a me lung chu ram yam kam, right? So in the sorry, first is a fire, then second is burned by the fire, then washed by the water. I mean the wind blow dust wind blow by the wind, then washed by the water. So ram as mean the fire, fire syllable. Yam mean the wind syllable, and kam mean the water syllable. So that was said on the ram yam 3 times. Ram yam kam, ram yam kam by. Then second one is said Om Ahum, then blessed by the body, speech, mind of all the thus gone one. Make sense? So that is just you can do. But in Tibetan, normally what we do is those two mantras say together. Ram yam ka Om Ahum, Ram yam ka Om Ahum, Ram yam ka Om Ahum. We repeat 3 times. But supposed to be Ram yam comes 3 times, Om Ahum 3 times. They just make use together. Last Tibetan Lama, when they ritual, you see the Ramyaka Oma, most of the time they say together. I think should be said as a Ramyam come by fire, wind, water, just make the purified. Then Om Ahum bless. This is a everyday morning when you are arrange short blessings. That's good enough. Then they said, if you do that blessings and that spirit, and they not come to enjoy until all the Buddha and Bodhisattva, you can offer to them. They're not allowed to come. They kind of protect by the making second hand by those spirit, that offering, before offering. Then actually when you doing sadhana, like this sadhana here, so they call the blessing of this. From emptiness, rise the syllables transform into the precious container, the internal letter is of the each of the offering appearance. So whatever, there's like 5 meat, 5 also they have their own syllable. So whatever offering object, they have their own syllable. So offering appear and then transform into the offering of the substance with the nectar of emptiness. Throughout the completion, they transform into the ultimate cloud of offering. So here, first, whatever you arrange is a nectar of become transformed to the nectar pure. Then second one is they transform into the ultimate cloud of offering, which has a power to produce the never-ending happiness. nirvana. So this one is a also that offering is a ultimate offering. So ultimate offering is there's a lot of different ways we can describe the ultimate offering, but this is more related to the, you can say that offering with the supported by the emptiness and compassion, then merit can bring you to the nirvana. Once you reach to the nirvana, whatever you are reached to the happiness is called the everlasting happiness, because you never lose that happiness.
Everlasting.
Everlasting, yeah. Never, so that way they use the never ending.
Yep.
Same. Then this is different. Said argam, but bazar argam. So it's a start with bazar, and argam ahum. So when you see this one, any mantra, this especially this offering, you see the and end with ahum, always be blessing. Okay, so you do mantra is bazar ahum, but you don't do this one. Blessing, you don't do this one because not offering. This is a sign about saying take, sign language. Please take. So this is a basically offering. So according to the he said for the blessing mudra, don't do snap because this is offering sign. So blessing is a blessing. So it's a different. It's a in Argam mantra itself is the same, but only different is offering and blessing. Is a blessing, you don't do the snap. Offering, you do the snap. That is different. Yeah. So then the mudra, I think pretty much everybody knows. And that goes as this as a conscious argam, and this as you know the what called this like a in the sea creature to come like this.
Oyster.
Oyster, yeah, there's that one. So argam, padium, okay. Then pushpam as a like flower. The tubam would do like this. Alogams, mostly those. Lots of, like what he said, lots of people do like that. So lots of in the Duba they do this one. I think Kamagaji, I don't know, lots of do this way. But the Digun specifically would do the thumbs come middle of this, like lame coming out. That's a little bit different. And that's the aloke. Then Gandhi is just slightly move. Gandhi move, slice move. Like you put in the perfume, not that much, just slice. Like you put in the perfume on the chest. Then nudity is a food. And Shabda, lots of time we do this one. But Holiness said, this we have an influencing from the Pembo, because Pembo they use lots of drum. He said influencing of the Pembo, lots of time we do this one. Shabda should do this one, he said. Yeah. Yeah, lots of people do Shabda this way. Some people do Shabda this way. Some people do Shabda, this way. So the Digun, lots of time we do this one. But Holiness said one time, this is a reason in the Tibet earlier was a bamboo. Bamboo's influence is still really strong, the drum. So that way we always are using that one, he said.
This cartoon in particular does it this way. He always cuts.
I don't know.
Yeah. Because offerings.
I think some Nima, they do something like this.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is I don't know what that mean. But this is mean the drum. This mean the guitar. Yeah. This mean the flute. So each one use different way. But as long as it's represented the music, it's okay, I think. Do not put too much complex. Yeah. Then here said accumulation, collection of the merit, accumulate the collection of the merit. In order to liberate all sentient being abiding in the samsara from the ocean of the suffering, I will meditate the mandala of the great compassion one. So without the accumulation of a merit, you cannot liberate sentient beings. You need accumulation merit to accomplishing. So that way saying, in my heart is a palm which transform into the lotus, and which transform into the moon cushion on this vivid tree, radiating. And the light inviting the Lama, the assemble of the Buddha and Bodhisattva into the sky in the front of seed, lotus, and moon cushion. Then said, now this is the offering. So you invite in all the so here, Lama and the deity, the great compassion, is not should be Lama deity, because when it comes to the Vajrayana, this is, I don't know, the Lama and the deity, they look like, sound like separate. When it comes to the Vajrayana, any deity you practice, you have to visualize that deity inseparable of the. Makes sense? So you have to realize it as an inseparable of the Guru. So Lama and the deity. So Tibetan also there's Lama dan Gidam. So I don't know. We have to ask Holiness about this, because most of the time, every time when you receive this instruction, I mean, you see this kind of, lots of times, Lama and the deity inseparable. Embodiment of the Lama, deity are the embodiment of the Lama. Then here said, Lokishwara, Sawa Buddha, Bodhisattva, Sapariwara, Argampatisa source, Loki, Ishwara. Lok means the samsara, Ishwara means the Lord. That's Chenrezik's name, Lok Ishwara. Loka Ishwara. Yeah. Sarva Buddha means all the Buddhas, and Bodhisattva. And the Bodhisattva, and the Sapariwar means the all family. Argampatisa soul has. Now Padisa soul you have to do with the snake. Okay, so as so also offering mudra, they're called the lotus circle. This lotus circle. When we're doing mudra, there's a two-way, inner circle and outer circle. So this is the outer circle. Okay. This is the inner circle. So they said, if you are visualizing offering object is in front of you, you have to do the outer circle this way. If you're visualizing yourself as a deity offering, then you have to do inner circle. So here we visualizing the field of accumulation object in front of us. Guru, inseparable Guru, Avalokiteshvara, surrounded by the Buddha and Bodhisattva. Feel whole sky is completely filled, like like cloud, completely filled by them. I saw some movie. Chinese have this animation movie or whatever. There's one Xuanzang, and one on the point it coming. All those gods come on the sky, similar like that, completely filled with the Buddha and Bodhisattva sky. And the center figure is Avalokiteshvara, 1,000-armed Chenrezik, and it's surrounded by all the Buddha and Bodhisattva. Okay, and you offering to them, countless of them, not just only small one, simple one, just endless of offering. Yeah.
The fingers like point towards.
Yeah.
Towards
So yeah. Outer is for out. Yeah. Yeah. So there's one, I think Gyaltsen Kongpa just said, you have to do that mudra. It's two different. Outer circle, inner circles. So outer circle is like this. But lots of people have really confused. So just do whatever comes.
Do your best.
Yeah, do your best. So whatever comes to, but system is, I'm trying to share the information, because mudra have a meaning. Every single mudra have a meaning, and they said la nga chaja tinginzi, have to go through deity, mantra, mudra, samadhi. They are connected all together. So samadhi means what we meditate, what we visualize. So that way, Here's a Omologeshwara, Sarvabhuta, Sapare, Ware, Argampatisa, Soha. And that's time you do this one, and there's some don't join. But lots of people doing this too, like this. I'm not sure that's healthy enough because this is giving mudra. So according to the Tawanji Kunga Penchu, he said, don't do for the offering. Snap down this one. So, but I cannot, each monastery have, each Lama have their tradition, their own system. So if everybody think they are right, everybody think they are correct, So it's a really difficult. But I'm sharing to the information that what I learned. Make sense? Kajipoli, ni da share you the nyenda manyo so longer is. Then same as Argabandi chapter per this is so hard. And here's inviting. All Lama exist in the three times, the deity of the Mandala of the great compassion one, with the Buddha in Bodhisattva or 10 direction, in order to eliminate the suffering of the sentient being in the samsara. Please come from your nature abide. Please be seated here on the cushion, lotus, moon, and sun. I respectfully posture with body, speech, and mind, accept this holy offering, real and imagined. So holy offering, real and imagined, mean the physically arranged and mentally visualized one. From periods of lifetime until now, whatever wrongfully I act, I did, I acknowledge and confess. In ordinary people, Sharvaka, Paditya, Buddha, and the three times. For all the living being, please turn the will of the Dharma of the direct or in oral teaching of the Victoria of the three times. What is different? Yes?
Can I ask, what is different between Sharvaka and Pratyeka?
Sharvaka and Pratyeka Sharvaka is become arhat within this life by receiving teaching from Buddha or arhat. Pratyeka Buddha is they train in this life completely, but they not reach to the final nirvana. When they dying, they make prayer because they don't no longer need the training. So they said in the next life, I will be born. There is no dharma, no teacher, because they don't need teaching anymore. So they most of the time they will born between this Buddha's teaching is expire and other Buddha is not come between that two. So they don't need a teacher.
Sharvakas are arhats.
Yeah, they both are arhat.
In one life.
Yeah.
Pratyeka Buddhas is almost like arhatship at death.
Not after the death. Yeah, next life. I mean, Sharvakas it can be next life too, but from the teaching directly at that time, So it's like with the teacher achieve the arhat as a Sharvaka, without the teacher achieve the as a Pratyeka Buddha, solitary realization also called. So between the two Buddhas, teaching, they most of the time they comes. Yeah. So there's a story, but today we don't go there too much. So here we're talking about this what called. I tried to say something.
Yes, that's different.
What is the difference between the living being and sentient being?
Sentient being.
Possessing a mind.
Yeah. So is a tree is living or not? I
Tree
think
is living,
every
but
phenomena
not
are living. Every phenomena are living. Long as there's oxygen, they are living. Make sense? Yeah, long as oxygen, they are living. They are living organ. Tree is living, rock is living, mountain is living, earth is living, actually. But they are not sentient beings. Sentient being means they have the consciousness. Yeah, I think this is so they shouldn't use as a living being, should use a sentient being. I was asking lots of people about those two different, but this is I mean my this bird what called that chicken mind of the English. I think living being is not correct here.
So it should be of ordinary people. What page are you at?
Page
Kamala?
12.
Page 12, the bottom.
For all living beings.
For all living beings.
Yeah.
Okay.
All sentient beings. I think that all the organs are living.
So, a being, a sentient being would be something that perceives like.
I think trees have a pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't have a consciousness.
They have a collective.
Yeah, they have collective feeling. I heard that if you talk nice things, a tree, they give really nice flower. I heard some people say that word. You have to love them. Yeah, so you have to show your love. You have to try to say nice things, and they become really beautiful. I heard something. So yeah, definitely they have a feeling, but it doesn't mean they have a consciousness. Make sense? This is complicated. We need Buddha back. Please come back. Try to settle this problem.
Just no problem.
Yes. Direct oral teaching are the victory of the three times. Those who wish to be parinirvana or not will not benefit beings. Please accept my request that you to remain in the benefit of beings. And may I and other accumulate the root of virtue, achieve the unexalted perfect enlightenment. First said, a respectful posture with the body, speech, mind. So this is seven lamb offering is a lots of sudra, especially in the sudra tradition. They use as a field of accumulation. They'll use the seven lamb offerings, prostration, offering, confess, rejoicing, requesting, beseeching, dedication. So this is generally accumulation, and specifically also they are antidote of the seven type of afflicting emotion, like a prostration is the antidote of the ego. You know, then when you do it, you lose your ego. Make sense? So your pride. Yeah. The Dharma practitioner, one of the worst our problem is the ego. That is really bad. And ego is also come when we little bit understand, but not really completely. If you go to the Dharma teacher who have truly understand really good Dharma, they become so humble, down to the earth. They act like ordinary. They never act like they are really something. People who doesn't know much and they are eager to be, want to be something, they act those, you know. So that way, the prostration is the antidote of the ego. Offering is the antidote of the stinginess. And confession is the antidote of the aversion, but sometimes different. But this is according to the his name is Lamgyen Rinpoche's commentary. Confess is the antidote of the aversion. Rejoice is the antidote of the jealousy. Requires is the antidote of the ignorance. And requires to the remaining, long life, requesting is the antidote of the doubt, I think, no, and the wrong view, sorry. Then dedication is the antidote of the doubt. So this seven lamb offering also purified our seven different type of emotion, which is a source of samsara, which is the source of negative karma. So that is it. See, now accumulation work to how to purify the negative karma. Not just only purify the negative karma, what we created already, or purifying the negative karma's source. Make sense? Which is the negative emotion. Yeah, it's our. So these things don't take lightly practice. Lots of time we just read without the thinking and try to go to the most precise on the come to the later, recitation mantra. Yeah. Why you run away?
Because you were blocked by that, and it was messing with my mind. It just distracted me trying to look through that.
I was trying to look at you through the circle.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was just
Circle
kind
of
of
love.
yeah, it was kind of like I could kind of connect with you, but then
Distracted.
I was like, it's good by itself. I'm too distracted. I wasn't getting enough of your great knowledge and wisdom.
So, according to all these teachings, if people apply all this sincerely, it almost seems like at some point the jewel ornament of liberation is very much focused on the monastic discipline to reach enlightenment.
I'm not sure monastics. Jewel ornament is basically Mahayana teachings. Mahayana person who want to be a follower to the Mahayana path and give you from the foundation to until the result complete in the jewel ornament. So it's not just only monastic.
Guru Yoga is Mahayana?
Guru Yoga is mostly Vajrayana. Yeah. Mostly come from the Vajrayana.
It just seems like here, when we look at the jewel ornament of liberation, we're just looking at like pure giving, which talks about giving like poison.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, someone gives an offering of pineapple to me, that's poisonous.
Yeah, so you're not allowed to give to the things that is harmful.
But it just seems like there is always there's always some sort of impurity in our actions until we are enlightened.
So that way I have to be careful. Everything is not become a good act. Okay, so then after that, there's called the four immeasurable: love, compassion, joy, economy. I have a great compassion for those who are suffering and sentient being at the sixth realm, the three world, and may be separated from the suffering. May they be happiness. May they rest in equanimity from attachment and aversions. So, compassion to the six realms sentient beings, the compassion, may they separate from the suffering, that is the love. May they be happiness. Joy and equanimity. So equanimity is this, Buddhism going to give some kind of example on this four immeasurable: love, compassion, joy, equanimity. He said love is like when mother how feel the child. Does make sense. Compassion, as I said, when you see that someone is caught really bad disease, someone sick or someone have bad accident, you can see the compassion. And joy is when really two dear friend or dear loved one, long time apart, when first meeting, have some kind of joy. He said those. Then there's equanimity. He said equanimity is between the sleep and awake, or between the wake to sleep. I think that kind of equanimity is basically talking about the ultimate nature. But here, equanimity should be, you have to have that kind of love, feeling love that what you can have to your child. You have to have that kind of love to equal to the every sentient being. For the ordinary equanimity and advanced equanimity, maybe should separate. What Buddhism is talking about some advanced ones. I think a little bit. Other than that, so this is for immeasurable. Then that is called the field of accumulation of accumulate, then said visualizing the field of accumulation meant dissolve to me. Then second one is said accumulation of the wind here said Shuddha Sarvadama Subho Shuddham. Actually, this is a same as a completion stage without the sign. Completion stage without the sign, like end of the sadhana, you have a conclusion and everything dissolved into the nature state. That same this one. So Subhava Shuddha, naturally pure. All phenomena are naturally pure. Sarvadama Subhava Shuddha. And Shuddhang, I think that nature. Yeah. Is that all the inner and outer phenomena things subsume into the subject and object are purified into the nature, naturally purity. And Om Shunneda Janabas Subha Adama Koham. So that is a Shunyeta means the emptiness. Gyan means the wisdom. Vajar means destructible. Subhava means the all. And Atma Kohang means the Atma Kohang means that all that what called Atma is basically talk about the nature of the mind. Make sense? Yeah. Atma. Unfabricated mind. Here. It's called the I think this one also sounds good. Sometimes they use as a prakrash, prakrish. I think something like that. It means the ordinary nature, ultimate. So I think that talking about the Atma. Okay, so these are the accumulation of the merit and accumulation of the wisdom. So after that accumulation, then you visualize as a deity. I mean, the not deity, I'm sorry. You are visualized, as earlier mentioned, you are visualizing Hari Jiva. You are feel of an object, you visualizing from emptiness arise a white tree, which completely transform noble Chenrezik with the 1,000 arm and the 1,000 eye, with the body of the 11 face and 3 peaceful face of the Dharmakaya, 3 similar face as a Sambhogakaya, 2 dark red semi-wrathful face, and 2 wrathful face of the Nirmanakaya, and the center as Amitabha. So here also Avalokiteshvara is a 11 face, I mean 10 face, Avalokiteshvara 10 face is divided into the 3 kaya. Yeah.
On the top of 6 is 11.
Yeah, Amitabha is including Amitabha, then become 11.
The 3 Nirmanakayas are.
First 3 are the Dharmakaya. Then in this particular sadhana, first have a 3, and second have a 2, third have a 2. It's not as the other one. Okay. 2 is stuck on the top. Litatara Deshimada Party.
1, 2, 3 is the peaceful Dharmakaya.
Yeah.
3 smiling face, the Sambhogakaya, that's 6.
No.
2 raw.
Okay, 3 peaceful face are the Dharmakaya.
Okay.
They said 3 smiling face.
3 smiling as Sambhogakaya.
The three peaceful faces, is that just 3 white faces?
Yeah, yeah. And basically that symbol of that one. You know, the other two cannot count that way. So three-piece face is a when the white one is center one. So center one is one, the white one.
Okay.
Then second piece is a three similar face as a Sambhogakaya. And this then like three stack 2, 6. Then on the 6 there's a 2 stack. So yeah, I think this is correct. So this is like first three phase, okay, Dharmakaya, second three phase as a Sambhogakaya, and next two stack, two wrathful as a Nirmanakaya. So that way 10. Also, then hand also divided into the three kayas. The root, there's a 10 arm as the Dharma kayas. 10 men, 2 hand join at the heart. Next lower hold the mala and the lotus. Next lower the hold the wheel and a round annoying bass. Of the next lower two, one is the mudra of the giving and others hold the jewel. The next lower two hold the nirmanakaya statue and the bow and arrow. So this is 10 as called the 10 arm of the Dharmakaya. Then a branch of the 38 arm of the Sambhogakaya. So that's the difference, a little different this one. So there's a Sambhogakaya have this 32 arm. So you say they hold the jewel, lasso, offering balls, sword, cross, vajra, water crystal, bow, arrow, twig. What is twig?
A little stick, a twig.
Ah, okay, okay. The tail fan. Yeah, I think a tail fan, old time, they don't have air condition. They use the tail as a fan. Lots of, this maybe a lot of them come from in China's culture.
Maybe peacock tail?
No, really yak tail.
Oh.
The animal tail they use. Maybe India too, I don't know. Tail fan and heel, vase, X, mala, blue lotus, sun, moon, and white lotus, cloud, anoint vase, yellow lotus, or white conch, sword, step, and mala, bell, vajra, Aaron hook, monk's step, Nirmana Kaya statue, Celestial palace, volume of the scriptural will and emanated form, grasp, and the red lotus, and 8 coral jewel.
Sure.
Yeah.
Eight edges, maybe 8.
Yeah,
8 facets. Yeah.
they have an 8 point. Yeah. So this is it's called the why it's called that?
The lotus doesn't exist.
Really?
It's extinct.
Oh,
Only extinct 200 years ago. There's only water lilies now. Most of the cauliflowers that they draw here, the lotuses that they draw here, are more like
no longer exists?
blue lotus does not exist.
Oh, wow.
Last one was died in the Smithsonian in the UK, United Kingdom. Their greenhouse 200 years ago, 300 years ago.
Wow.
And it was said, it was so sacred to the Egyptians that just smelling it calmed me down.
Really?
So that's why they would show pictures of people smelling the blue lotus.
We do some Jurassic Park type stuff. Generate them.
Yeah, clone them.
Yeah.
So secondary branch are the 1,000 arm of the Nirvana Kaya, making the mudra of the highest generosity in the palm, each and eye of the compassion at the look toward all sentient being, the sixth realm equally in the and impartially. Two legs standing
Right.
erect quickly benefit of sentient beings. So that is how divided in the by the face and by the arms, you know, all the three kayas are present within the one deity. And also, like Keloma Pemolu is they explain as a 4 in Latin activities: pacifying, magnetize, increasing, wrathful. So I think this is only 2 deities have those that kind of like all the Latin activity present as a Avalokiteshvara and Tara. Yeah, Tara 21 Tara is a for in Latin activities. You know, white is a pacifying, yellow is a increasing, red is a magnetizing, and green, not green, I'm sorry, blue as a wrathful. Yeah, so 21 Tara have only 4 colors. So those are the four in Latin activities. So other than that, other deity, they only like symbolizing as a one kind of activity. Yeah. So Chenrezik is one of those. Within the one deity, you can see the all. You can receive the same time all in Latin activity and the 3 kaya at the present here form.
Is deity the right word? The right
I don't know.
Because deity means God.
Really?
Goddess.
Oh.
So if we're just talking about bodhisattvas or yidams in some of a kind of form, it can be called just yidams instead of deities.
I don't know. I mean, there's Yidam is a Tibetan, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deity has a lifespan.
Tibetan Yidam is not really like a meaning, is just meaning translated, not literally translated. Yeah. Yi mean the mind, Tam mean the commitment. You make the commitment in your heart. So it's if literally translate, it's become like that. So
Mind commitment. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
yeah. So I don't know. I think that kind of things, lots of things, once translated in the secondary, and you have to figure out the Latin, you know, like in Buddhism, Latin is the Sanskrit or Pali, and English, they have Latin, you know, and from there to have to find the root, otherwise try to translate it from the literally, sometimes it's meaningless. Make sense? Yeah.
I think there's a better word than deity, because deity could come from like Christian or monotheistic religion.
I mean, even I don't think so. It's not that big deal by they come from. But if that is really like standing on the meaning of what we're saying, make sense?
You almost say we're close enough that you just have to know if you're speaking about it in a Buddha, it means one thing, and it's slightly different than what it means in a Abraham context. Would that be?
I think no matter what, I mean, the way you translate deity is always going to be either monotheistic or polytheistic. I think it's like what would be the equivalent to a god or demigod. So it's not a good translation. In English, it's based off Anglo-Saxon, German, not Latin, and so it's just not a really good translation. I think Yidam or enlightened being or enlightened commitment, like you were saying, I think what you said earlier, where she commented that it was beautifully said, that made a lot more sense. Because you would want to take refuge not in the God who has a lifespan and is just enjoying their merit being burned away. You'd want to take refuge in an enlightened And that's the reason why we have like so many religions think that Buddha was a god and that Buddhists worship all these gods, which is wrong view. So it kind of contradicts the Noble Eightfold Path. It seems because he was very forward about it in his teachings. That
I'm just saying there is no better word.
we need the like swings and like debate. Sorry.
Okay. So that is a, representative of the, and most of these thousand armchairs always standing because it's always be there ready to, wherever need for the benefit of sentient beings. Body is adorned with a headband, earring, short necklet, shoulder armlet, belt, medium length necklet, long necklet, precious jewel, and upper and lower garment of the various silk and dependent like a cloth. The body is, okay. So this one of the Tibetan scholars said, basically, Sambhogakaya's ornament is a copy from Indian king's ornament. Reason is Sambhogakaya is called the enjoyment body. So people when think the enjoyment, it means that some kind of fancy jewelry, fancy lifestyle. Yeah. So they think that is so that way they put the king's life is the fancy lifestyle. So because in India, so when he said, if Buddha came to Tibet, give teaching in Tibet, then he said some part of the Sambhogakaya Pure Land's quality is definitely there to have a butter tea. Because in Tibet, butter tea is really important. Maybe momo too.
And for us, it will be an iPhone.
Yeah, now the Westerner, will be private jet,
A Rolls Royce.
Yes, yeah, those all qualities, they will mention. So it's a symbol of the enjoyment. Because as a deity appearance, all is a symbol. Main deity is the inner one. So that way, I mentioned it yesterday in the Vajrasattva. There's two Vajrasattva, outer Vajrasattva and inner Vajrasattva. Outer Vajrasattva is appearance of the Vajrasattva. Inner Vajrasattva is a seed syllable and mantra. And actually Vajrasattva is the seed syllable. That is the true Vajrasattva. Outer is just appearance, just kind of like a reflection. It's not real one. But because we cannot see the inner one, so that way deity have to manifest as a form of something. Make sense? So that form is it. So for us, introducing Sambhogakaya mean enjoyment. In Sambhogakaya of the enjoyment body mean something luxury. That way they put all these jewels. Yeah. And that's also, if you look the Indian old movie, old kind of historical movie, they were exactly same.
Yes.
Those kings, they have all the bracelet, armlet, all this exactly same they have. Yeah.
Maybe even more.
Yeah. So that way, this is just a symbolic of the enjoyment of that. Actually, really enjoyment is the inner realization of the suchness, emptiness. From that, they have a true joy. True joy is a come from there, but that cannot show to the anyone. Make sense? So one time Milarepa was walking one town, from town to town, he was traveling, and he was truly yogi, so he doesn't care anyone what they think. So he was just laid down in the one, the people walking, he just lay down on the side of the street. So then the three women were walking, beautifully adorned with a dress, You know, they said, oh, so poor, wish to be nobody born like him. And Miller ever said, when you see me as like I'm one of the, you know, destitute one look like, but when Buddha see me, I am the one of the happiest man. Yeah, so but for our eye, we never see that as a happiness. So we need something bling bling to representative of the happiness. So that way Buddha is really skillful, just show up bling bling, you know, say this is the Sambhogaya. So
These 32 marks are like,
yeah. And in the Vajrayana, called the, you know, there's called the Nyam Dewachimbo, it's the great bliss. Yeah. So so that bliss is the actually Sambhogakaya. That bliss is the feeling of that bliss. You know, it's the Samigitewa. They use here translation, use the endless, you know, happiness. Yeah. Actually, unfabricated or happiness. Sapa member mean Sapa Nyumoma member. So that is the truly enjoyment body. You know, but it's impossible to show the ordinary people that one. So then said, body is beautiful with all the 32 major mark and the 80 minor mark on the lotus petal in the front of this. Okay, so that the Avalokitesvaras this morning in the empowerment also said major and minor mark excellently adorned. This is important. Major and minor mark, even the University King have. Major and minor mark, even the Buddhist 10 Bhumi Bodhisattva have. Those. But different Buddhas is much deeper, more clear, more profound, more than 10 Bhumi Bodhisattva, Universal Monarch, they are not really clear. And they also sometimes it's not really on the spot. Some slightly, you know, here, there. But Buddha is always be on the right spot and really deep enough to see clearly. That is different. So excellently adorned mean that one. So this major and minor mark. You know why we using the 8 lucky sign? I mentioned this a few days ago.
you know, auspicious.
Yeah, auspicious symbol. Why they are auspicious? I said this a few days ago.
Everyone likes to be under an umbrella. Everyone likes music. Lucky fish.
I'm the only one who will get in trouble for this.
The wheel helps our cars get up and out.
Huh?
I don't remember. That's good.
Maybe you were making lunch. You're excused.
I don't,
Okay, hold on.
is it because it's helpful for the starting of the dog? Or represents different aspects?
Where was that actually? One.
Getting there, Khenpo.
我just started teaching. Part of the offering. I talk. Yeah.
No inauspicious signs.
No. There's no. So this is a related major and minor mark. Buddha's body is on the major and minor mark is like look like a special sign. Like Buddha's eyes more look like those fish, you know, circle fish. That way is that one. And Buddha's throat is neck is more like vase. And Buddha's Ujin is more like a Victoria banner, not Victoria banner, umbrella. Yeah. And Buddha's heart is at the Tibetan there is one called the endless knot. But I think because of this reason, the Chinese, they have this swastika.
On the what?
Yeah, this is on the Buddha's heart.
Oh.
That is endless knot. What is called that? Yeah, yeah. In Tibetan called the Pebu. Pata, also Pata or Pebu. Yeah. So this is an endless knot. That is a heart of the Buddha's heart symbolizing. And the Victoria banner is a basic Buddha's whole body is symbolizing. So basically, because of that sign of the because Buddha's body is like those, they have those it's a special sign. So that reason people using that it's a special sign as a bring to the auspiciousness. That way we hang a special sign, because it's related to the Buddha's body. Okay, so that is related to the measure and manner mark. That is the Chenrezik. Now, front of this, now it's the front of the Chenrezik. She transformed the Hamu Yigituma. It's also mean that goddess, 6 syllable, the 6 syllable mantra goddess with a body, color, head, syllable, and ornament as identical of the name main deity. Here you can see this is a same. This is basic mandala is the same. This is a forearm Chenrezik. That way it's a little bit different. So forearm Chenrezik of the forearm Chenrezik, small forearm Chenrezik. That is the goddess 6 syllable of the consort of the Aulotishvara.
It looks the same.
Looks same, identical form. Those two.
So if you're sitting here.
This is the front of your mandala is the
Avalokiteshvara
front.
is here.
Yeah.
So it's between me and
Yeah.
Avalokiteshvara
Yeah.
is the mudra.
Not Mudra.
I mean, the
Consort. Yeah.
And Lama Yuge Dugma is the
Yeah.
same.
Same identical. If you visualize in the 1,000-arm Chenrezik, you have to visualize her as also 1,000-arm Chenrezik.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But this one is a Chenrezik is also 4-arm Chenrezik. Make sense? And the body, color, head, syllable, and identical to this. Then on the pedal on the right, San Nobuziba. That's a jewel holder with a white body, collar, one face, and hold jewel in the right hand and the pearl mala in the left. On the left is a daughter of the Rinpoche, the holder of the mantra, which white body, collar, one face, and 2 hands, holding the crystal mala in right hand and the app lotus in the left. What is the app lotus?
I think it might be a typo.
Yes.
And a lotus.
Lotus. Okay.
So, Khenpo, these two are in the same line as the Lama Ye Drugma, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so Chenrezik.
Normally, when you visualize it, normally mandala, so you have to visualize it as a central figure, and all the surrounding is facing to the center. Yeah, facing to the center, all facing to, including ourselves, facing to the center. So, like in the picture, you see as a like a Yumi Yigituma is kind of showing back to the Aulotishvara, because in the image you cannot draw facing back. So basically, when you visualize it, center is a more higher figure, taller. Center is more taller, and the surrounding is a little bit lower, and they all facing to the central figure. Same as a refugee tree also, principle as a Vajradhara is a center, and lineage guru is a surrounding as a facing to the principal deity. So you Yigituma also facing to the Aulotishvara. This is all, I think pretty much every mandala is have a similar. Make sense? And those three were the still various jewel legs and the sadhva posture, and Buddha sadhva posture, and the manner of the paying homage. On the rear pedal in the Buddha Amitabha with the red body, collar with a red 2 hand on the meditation posture. sitting on the Vajra posture, ornamented with the major and minor mark, or the Buddha with the aspect of the Nirvana Kaya. So the 5 Buddha family is mentioned here. So they are Nirvana Kaya, mostly is Amitabha is Nirvana Kaya, actually. Amitabha Nirvana Kaya. Reason is Amitabha, one day he will be reached the Parinirvana, Mahaparinirvana. It means one day die. So pure land of the Amitabha, so go the Amitabha is the Nirvana Kaya. But sometimes they manifest as a Sambhoga Kaya form. Yeah, Amitayu. Yeah. Now, no all Buddha family, sometimes you see the 5 with the Nirvana Kaya form, sometimes see the Sambhoga Kaya form.
Yeah.
All. But here is they said Nirvana Kaya.
Except for Vajrasattva is only. You were saying yesterday that Vajrasattva does not have a Nirvana Kaya form.
I haven't seen. I'm saying, yeah, I haven't seen. Okay, that is the so that is the like full four direction. Okay, now it's chi domas. There's a 12 outer petal of the lotus on the petals starting on the front, clanging on the right arm. Said the first is Vairocana, or the second is a mother of the Buddha, Lojana, both white in color, holding the veil and right hand. Third, Akshobhya, fourth is a mother of the Mamaki, both blue in color, holding Vajra right hand. And fifth, Rana Sambhava, sixth is the mother of the Samanta Badri, body yellow in color, holding the right hand. Seventh, Amitabha, red, and the Pantara. Both are red in color, holding the lotus in the right hand. 9th, and Amoghasiddhi, the 10th as a mother of Tara, both green in color, holding the cross Vajra in the right hand. 11 is Avalokiteshvara, mother Mahakarunika, and 12 is the mother of the Panjana Paramita, both white in color, holding the lotus and right hand. So this is a particularly, it's not really seen here. Yeah, there's, I think they're there. Okay, so male has a left hand supported on the cushion like this, and female has a left hand mudra of the great generosity, giving. Right hand hold the hand syllable of the heart like this, and they are all adorned with the silk and a various jewel leg and sadhva posture. So here, 2 kind of Amitabhas. Okay, first Amitabha is in Nirvana Kaya form, just central petal behind the Avalokiteshvara, because he is the lord of the family. But then outside petal, all of them are Sambhoga Kaya form, including to the Amitabha. We go to here. So in the page 20 said, on the red path of the Buddha Amitabha with the red body, collar, or the 2 hands in the meditation position, sitting on the Vajra posture, ornament with the major and minor mark of the Buddha, the aspect of the Nirvana Kayas, that is done. Then said there is a 12 outer petal of the lotus. In the 12 petal, at the end of the 22 said, the male have a left hand supported the cushion, female has a left hand mudra of the great generosity, right hand of the whole, the hand syllable and the heart. They are all ornamental and a various jewel. The leg are in the sadhva posture. So that way, this jewel means the Sambhogaya form. Yeah. That way, there's a kind of Buddha Amitabha. You see 2 Buddha
Yes,
Amitabha? Yeah.
there's a Nirvana Kaya and a Sambhoga Kaya form under further visualization, right? But they look exactly alike.
Well, it's,
On the types,
so the Sambhoga Kaya has 112 attributes, and it's the wisdom. The Nirvana Kaya is the emanation body for the world, for ordinary people to perceive.
No, there's a
Based on, like,
there's
right
a two
here,
different there's a
the-
there's a two different type of nirvana kaya. Three called the supreme nirvana kaya, and the nirvana kaya of the emanation, and nirvana kaya of the artist. So supreme nirvana kaya is like Shakyamuni Buddha, Buddha Amitabha. They are supreme nirvana kaya, have to have a major and minor mark all. The nirvana kaya emanation is like a different kind of emanation. Like they can be manifest as a animal. They can be manifest as a different form, whatever there is a necessity. So that's called the nirvana kaya of the emanation. And that nirvana kaya of the artist is like specifically sometimes there's a certain like a beings are need to turn tamed by the art. So that way then they manifest as artists. I think that's maybe true, because these days some artists are really benefit through the song, really help. When you get a really unpleasant feeling, sometimes just listen some song, it makes you feel better. Really, I think there's a way to get benefit even from song. So that way, I think those, maybe we can say they are an emanation of the nirvana kaya of the artist of the Buddha manifest that way. In the county yard of the 102 Buddha time, and from the Bodhisattva is a form of Bodhisattva. In the 18th door of the Buddha, eastern door of the Buddha is a god of the extensive generosity. It's Indra, white holding the guitar beyond, and both hands are the Buddha of the demigod. Beyond both hands, the Buddha of the demigod, Tansari, splendid blue holding the armor, and the southern door is a Buddha of the human Shakyamuni, yellow holding the offering bowl, and the western door is the Buddha of the animal Shakya, black holding the volume of the scripture, and the Buddha of the hungry ghost is a Namgye sky treasure, red holding the treasure box. In the northern door is a Buddha of the hell beings, Chegyal Dharma King, black holding the fire and the water. These six have a form of a nirvana kaya with the major and minor mark, and wearing the three Dharma robe, standing exact. So there's this. Sometimes they also this six Buddha is called the Buddha Buddha of the emanation Buddha. No, nirvana kaya of the emanation. So there's each Buddha manifests as their form related to those. So like a god, they have to manifest through the music and things. So Buddha is holding the music instrument, guitar. Yeah. And the demigod, they have a problem with the fighting. They always constantly fighting. So Buddha is holding the armor, the sword. Then like human Buddha is a Shakyamuni Buddha, like begging bowl, with a begging bowl, showing it's a symbol of how to detach, how to renounce. The animal Buddha is holding the scripture, because the animal have a problem with the ignorance. The hungry ghost Buddha is holding the treasure box that can give the food much still, And the animal, the hell Buddha is holding the fire and water, because the heat, hot hell need the water, cold hell need the fire. That way benefit essentially being Buddha. So those are called the Buddha of the six realms. In the Pamutuba's commentary on the Jewel, what called the stage of the path, he said those are Nirvana Kaya Buddha of the emanation. What time is now?
3:30.
So this one is, I think, I transform into the hero Harya Jiva. This, I think maybe two no need. Đấy không ạ? Tụi mẹ nó bảo tự nhiên giờ bao tên trên nền chuẩn định做的cái gì service. So here should be some need that I also transform into, from I Hare Jiva transform into the like the same as identical as a main deity, something like that. I think maybe there's a Tibetan is a problem, because why is I'm saying is because from the beginning of the text said you are transformed to the Hare Jiva. Already you are transformed to the Hare Jiva. You don't need to mention here a second time that I transform to the Hare Jiva.
So I Hare
Yeah.
transform into the main deity.
Yeah, I think so.
And there's two Hayagurus. There's the one that's Lord Vishnu, and then the Hayaguru that's the wrathful active form of Buddha Amitabha.
Where is the Vishnu? Is it Hare Jiva?
Hayaguru
Hindu day, I said. Yeah.
is the horse-headed avatar of Lord Vishnu.
Oh.
But in Buddhism, Hayaguru is the wrathful form of the Buddha of compassion, Amitabha.
I only know one Hare Jiva. So.
Oh, I don't know any of this stuff. It's
So that way I think Hare Jiva means always in that one. Oh, okay. So this one is I think I have to think. Otherwise, I don't know. I'm really confused on this. I transform to the Hare Jiva. The earlier said I am the transform to the Hare Jiva. Now again I have transformed. So, or you have I have transformed to the Hare Jiva.
I think you're spot on. I Hare transform into the main deity.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So this whole time we've been Hayagriva and Chenrezik.
Yeah. So look the page. This yeah.
Right, it's Hayagriva.
Yeah,
Said here on the page 3.
yeah.
I visualizing myself as a Yidam Hare Jiva. That's called the Taiji. And then I think most of practice you can see similarly. After you visualizing yourself as a particular deity, it's called the Samaya beings. Then you have to invite the wisdom beings. Wisdom beings. So this is, I think, wisdom beings. The main deity generated from has the heart of the white lotus with the moon circle in the center, which is a white tree, radiant light, inviting the deity of the great compassion one, identical to the meditation deity from their nature abode into the sky in the front. So first is the wisdom being invite. So this is the invitation tree from the highest above the nature spontaneously realization unmoving form of the realm of the unborn Dharmakaya. The form body manifests in the body benefit beings. Please come here through the power of the compassion. So this one is all the Buddha are the Dharmakaya. Why Buddha manifests to the same to the form body? But manifesting form body is because of the compassion. When compassion produced, the compassion was produced when Buddha was in the path. They make the commitment, So in the jewel ornament, if you look the jewel ornament, this is really important. Three reasons Buddha come to on this earth. First reason is a Buddha's aspiration prayer. Okay, that the Buddha make the aspiration prayer to benefit sentient beings. Second reason is in jewel ornament and the Commentary text a little bit different. Jewel ornament said second is his compassion heart. And Gampo said his vast true accumulation. That's the second reason. Third one is sentient beings, good merit. When those three come together, Buddha manifests. Buddha manifests. So that way, Buddha is the Dharmakaya. From the Dharmakaya to without the conceptual of I want to manifest, naturally manifests is the reason is the compassion. That compassion is not talking about that he have that conceptual compassion when Buddha is in the Dharmakaya state. This compassion is generated during when he was in the path. So that way, right now, we don't have a power to benefit sentient beings. Yeah, we're not capable liberate sentient being from the suffering. Just should have aspiration, should have a compassion. That then one day you will become that. When you gain that power, then the power will automatically spontaneously manifest as a benefit to sentient beings. Make sense? So that reason Dharmakaya is a manifest from the compassion. Dharmakaya himself, they don't have beyond the concept of compassion or not, because compassion is a conceptual thought. So it's not talking about the compassion. Dharmakaya have a compassion toward to us. Make sense? Dharmakaya is beyond the concept. So we cannot say Dharmakaya have a compassion or not compassion. Make sense? I think I use it too much. Make sense. I try to.
Shambhala, before you go too fast, holding incense, vajra, and bell. Which hand is holding the incense? We got the left hand with the bell, the right hand with the
Normally, we right hand hold the vajra and bell, and normally this is
like that. Okay.
yeah. So vajra and incense hold like this. Always a vajra hold the right hand, bell the left. That's always it. So yeah, then the Dhamma, then you just put down this one, then use this one. Under. Yeah. From this inviting the deity, so there's called the Om Mani Hum as a mantra of the all of the Shura. Yeah, here, Samaya Zas. By this invite, said prayer to remain. This is not a prayer to remain. So requires of the sitting. This I think mistake.
Request of
The seating request. Now after the invite, you have to put somewhere. You just say invite and then sit on the front of the door. You have to arrange a seating area. So just say sit here. That's a good host do that one.
Isn't Avalokiteshvara this particular one standing?
Yeah, but this is also called the seating. No, sitting, I mean, just giving their own spot, their own space.
Oh.
Yes. You can be sitting, you can be standing. So, yes, a great compassion one with all your retinue to benefit of beings. Without the exception, may your compassionate thought stay close to me. Grant the blessing of the remaining because of the power of your heart. Pledge. Om Mani Padme Hum. Samaya Tishtalen. Tishtalen. It means that all together.
Tishta? Okay, so.
Tishta.
it's
Tikta.
like tikta.
Tikta. I don't know. I think it's a Tishta.
Tishta?
Tikta. 3 in the Dharmakaya, there is no duality. Manifestation of the Sabukaya form benefit of beings. Downstairs manifesting everywhere compassionately in the Nirmanakaya form of benefit of beings, opposed to the deity with the wisdom of the 3 kayas. This is postulation. Asamana niryataya means yeah, nirya.
Niryami or
Yeah, nirya.
So, okay. Nirya Tayami.
Atma. Atmanama. I don't know. This is prostration, then offering to the mandala of the great compassion one, beyond the trauma, the afflicted emotion, the hunger and thirst, in order for us to gather in the accumulation, wisdom and merit. Please accept this offering that with delight. So this great compassion beings, they don't have this, hunger and thirst. They live with the meditation, food of the samadhi forever, so they don't need to eat. So that way, I think I said one day, the Buddha and Bodhisattva, they don't need our offering. They are not looking that one, but they accept because of our accumulation merit. That is, they show that they are compassion. And then a Sarva Puja Mega homes is a grain offering. All the grain. Another one is said, except this various outer offering, some of them wine. What wine? It's not wine. Can maybe wine.
Argon, very much.
Not water for the face also. Water for the face and feet. So water for drinking, water for feet, flower, incense, lamp, perfume, food, and music.
So take out
Then offering the 5 attractive sense. A spacious goddess filled with the realm of the space present all the phenomena of the form, sound, smell, taste, touch, and offering to delight of the deity of the mandala. Please bless us to be accepting this delight. Ombazalase mean the
no. What it's cloth?
This, I don't know why this one is normal chapter in the miru for the body offering the miru. But here's a lasi and shara. I really don't know this mantra because it's talking about the form, sound, smell, taste, touch. Form mantra normally rupa. Rupa means the miru because in the miru show the miru. Shabda as a music. Then the dubi as an incense for the nose, and gandhi as a nudity as a food, and pensali as a cloth. So form, sound, smell, touch, those are. But this mantra said lasi and shwara. Lasi is I think laughing. So I really don't know why this mantra is like this. So I cannot. Huh?
It's the first edition.
Yeah. So I cannot make any. Now say there is a non-duality of the wisdom body, yet the appearance the duality of the wisdom and samaya beings. Please remain in the state of the non-duality, perfectly perform the enlightened activity of the benefit beings. So this one is a so like a wisdom being we just invite and did all the offering and prostration and everything. Now through this one and Zahum Bamho, they bring inseparable. Zahuk chain and hold as a bell. So Za put a hook, like, bring the wisdom being toward. Hung tie them together. Za Hung. Bam make them inseparable. And Ho make them delightful. Za Hung.
And you still try, it doesn't say, it's not for environments.
Oh. Okay. It is for empowerment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just empowerment. From the five body, abiding in the body of the five wisdom. And the five Victoria arising from the Omi realm of the Aganishta. May I be blessed by the empowering Lord of the family, by the five family, grant me the realization of the five wisdom. So there's a, five Buddha family based on the five different kind of enlightened qualities. And also there's a five wisdom. So when we receive the empowerment, you bring the five type of wisdom.
The Lord of the family is on the top.
No, there's a five different families.
Oh.
So each Lord of the family is there's a what called the Barojana, Akshobhya, Rana Sambhava, Amitabha, and Amakasiddhi. Om Hum Swaha Abhiketa As. Om Hum Swa Aha. So this is the, I think, five Buddha families syllable. Om Barojana, Hum Akshobhya, Swa Rana Sambhava, Amitabha, Ha Amakasiddhi. The five Buddha families syllable. Thus accomplish the empowerment, then five family Buddha ornament and the head at the myself and the deity at the front of the indication of the having destroyed the empowerment. After they destroy the empowerment and they are drawn with the five, so the deity and yourself both are drawn with the five Buddha, So I think this is a symbol of like a reaching to the nirvana, reaching to the liberation. As I think maybe I mentioned this one day, the five Buddha family adorned as a sign of enlightened beings. Worldly beings cannot have those five Buddha family. So after the recipe empowerment, then the nectar is overflowed and transformed to adorn on our crown as a symbol of after the receive the four empowerment, we purified all the obscurations. Okay, when we receive the nectar from the deity, the nectar reached to the crown chakra, purified all the body obscuration. Nectar reached to the throat chakra, purified all the speech obscuration and nectar karma. Nectar reached to the heart, all the mind obscuration. And then when nectar reached to the navel, subtle obscurations. So that way, these four empowerment purify the four type of obscurations. Once the fourth type of obscuration completely eliminate, then what we become is enlightened. That way, then the nectar is overflowed. It's transformed to the five Buddha family to adorn on our crown. So it's a symbol of achieve the enlightenment. Then said, a blessing of the body, speech, mind. 3. In order to once with the body, speech, mind of all the Buddha of the times, bless my body, speech, and mind as a seal by the blessing empowerment. So the Kaya Siddhi Om, Vaka Siddhi A, Chitta Siddhi Homes. So Kaya means the form Siddhi or accomplishment from the Om syllable, Om as a body syllable, and the Vaka Siddhi, Vaka means the walk means the speech. Like a Majushiri is called the Wak Ishwar. Yeah, Wakishwara. Tibetan called the Wakishwara, but it means the Wak Ishwar. Wak Ishwar means the Wak means the speech. Waka Siddhi is a speech Siddhi. Accomplishment. So through the R. And this R, oh yeah, that's correct. And Jita Siddhi, Jita means mind. La Buddhijita. Yeah, same. Siddhi. Jita Siddhi or Jita Siddhi. Accomplishment of the mind. So whom
this is when we do this.
Huh?
We
Yeah, normally they do Kaya Siddhi Om, Kaya Siddhi Om, Waka Siddhi A, Jita Siddhi Om. They said, myself and the main deity along with the Mandala deity generate the form is the forehead of the white Om. In the throat is a red R. At the heart is a blue Hong, which become the nature of the Vajra body, speech, and mind. First is why is called the white body, red, white Om, white, red R, blue Hong. That's a symbol. White is a reason, is a, I think, one way. Our body, essence of the body is there's white bindu. The white bindu is located in the crown chakra. Yeah. So that way we do the tumu meditation. The bindu is, the neck fall down. So that is the essence of the body. The white bindu. So that way point as a forehead, and here essence here. Then what is a speech. It's a speech produced from the throat. Yeah, here speech produced from here. So it's called a speech at red R. Red, I think maybe symbol as a maybe honest or truth. Like Tibetan, we said when somebody said really honestly something, like directly, it said "Kicha marboshes."
Oh, that's a good
Yeah.
red saying.
Yeah, it's like red. It's a kind of like sign of a kind of like really truth, something truth or honest or some word. So that way, wak is a red R, and that also pointed at the throat here. Then hung is a blue. Why? Because the blue is a color of the space. The color of the space is the emptiness. Emptiness is there's no other example than space. In the phenomenal ways, there's no other example for the emptiness. Yeah.
So when we die, does the white Om dissolve into the red Ah, and then the red Ah dissolve?
Now this is a little bit different. When we die,
Then it would be
there's a two bindu. There's a two. There's a different. At the death time, there's the white bindu come from the father at the forehead, red one from the mother at the navel. They come together. They merge together, meet at the heart. When they clash, then you have a blackout. So that time this is a little bit different. This is the main day talking about the body, speech, mind. Yeah. So concepts. Yeah.
There's a Zoom question.
Oh yeah, please.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Is there a difference between the 4-arm Chenrezik empowerment versus 1,000-arm Chenrezik empowerment?
Different. It's a 996,000.
But as you said this morning, there's 2 different 1,000-arm Chenrezik empowerment.
Yeah. So different. It's that many arms.
Yeah.
Also, and also 10 heads.
But would someone need to get both of those empowerments?
If you can get that, is good. You received all the lineage, tradition. But the Chenrezik is only one. Okay. This is like a artist. Someday you can see them. Someday you see this a farmer. Someday the movie actor.
Yeah.
One movie they act like a farmer. One movie they act like soldier. But just one actor. So all of the show have a mini action, roles. Yes, yeah. So it's one action, one actor.
Is Simanada Avalokiteshvara one of those characters, or is he a completely different Chenrezik?
What do you mean?
Simanada Avalokiteshvara?
Singnam, yeah. It's just all is different.
Okay.
Yeah, and those enlightened beings, they have that skill of manifesting what they need per individual. What way to can help. Yeah, so they just manifest as according to the which way to helpful for them, you know. And there's a lot of also in background of the story. Okay, so that is how where so ahung body speech mind and white, red, blue color related to this one. And this is called the Vajar speech, Vajar mind. So it means the ordinary is we have a conceptual of the form, sound, smell, taste, this kind of like existence. Now, once through this empowerment, realizing appearance, but it's illusion body, not real. You know, that is called the union of the appearance and emptiness. Like this, the sound, like thunder. You cannot find where it's come from, you know, the sound is there. So that's called the emptiness, but yet sound. The mind is also, we have lots of thoughts. When we're analyzing those thoughts, you couldn't find any of those real. You have a happy, you can have a sad thought, you can have an angry thought, you can have a jealousy thought, you can have a thought, but when you analyze them, you will not find sense. So that is what is mean the Vajar. Until now, we think they are real, but now we're realizing they are illusion. They are not real existence, but just appearance. That make us a Vajar body, Vajar speech, you know. And supplication, prayer. Great question one, deity of the wisdom deity, Yigi Duma, the 6-syllable wisdom source mantra, Nobudzimba, the Jew holder, the prince of the practice, the supreme, Method Ringadzimba, the holder of the mantra, the princess who practiced the wisdom. Deity not produce, but permanently differentiate from the myself. Appraise and posture to the body of the 4 wisdom deity. Look upon all being with the eye of great compassion. So here said, you know, deity not produce, but permanently undifferent from myself. No, this is just talking about the permanent, all is oneness, inseparable. So praise is really important. You know, praise bring the energy of a mantra. In Tibetan, I think energy, yeah, can say, become a more strength of a mantra or energy of the mantra is increased by the praise. Yeah, like if you call to someone's, you know, someone's name, it's not that powerful as you call someone with the you know, adding with a deer or something. Much more more kind of like affection, yeah. If you say something, oh, you are wonderful, such as I, then especially if you need to do something, they always praise.
Oh, compliment.
Yeah, compliment. Calling somebody's name with a compliment is a much more affection than just calling name. Make sense? So deity is that way. Praise is sometimes in the like Chakra Tantra, they use as a root mantra. Praise, root mantra. Because it's a praise bring to the power of a mantra. Yeah, increase the power. In the, I don't know, in the Tibetan we call it Nganji Nubakyeba. By the praise, generate the power of the Tantra. So here, Darajana Damada wisdom, Ashobia Vajar, Mirulaga wisdom, Rana Sambawa econometric wisdom, Amagasi the discriminative wisdom, Amagasi sorry, Amitabha discriminative wisdom, Amagasi accomplished to the 5 bodies. So here 5 Buddha as a 5 wisdom compare. So this Dhammadhatu wisdom is not really have a particular way to describe because it's talking about the same as a Dharmakaya, beyond the concept of a discrimination. And then second one is said the Mirula wisdom. Mirula wisdom is a kind of like a this is also purification. What called this source of all other, but Mirula is like a miru. Mirror have no itself have no form, image, but every image can manifest through the mirror. So this wisdom is like that. There's a wisdom, they have its own article. There's no, this is the mirror like wisdom. But because of this is the source of all other wisdom, you know, so that way this is called the mirror like wisdom. All other wisdoms come from. The other wisdom mean the like a economic wisdom. So economic wisdom is like you can see every sentient being equally. And discriminated wisdom means about knowing of the all phenomena. Then accomplishing wisdom is a benefit to sentient beings. So, you know, so this three is particularly related to the in Latin body manifests as a form to benefit sentient beings. But when they are in the Dharmakaya, you don't have to describe it on the this five wisdoms. It's a Dhammadhatu wisdom alone, you know, so like a Dharmakaya. But because of the Buddha's manifestation, Buddha's body as a divided into the three kaya, and wisdom as a divided into the five. Kaya and wisdom. That is the result of the Buddhahood. In Mala blessings, purified with this. Rosi Ramane Parvataya home. Hum. So 7 times. And Yedama Hida Baba Hida Kata he wanted to take the Mashamana Soha. So then Omahu. I think in the Chakasamba or when we were retreat, we need to 2 mala. I remember. We need to 2 mala. The mala blessing they not use until we recite the Omahu complete. After the saying Omahu 100 times, then the mala is transformed to the deity. I remember something like that. I mean, I have done Chakasambhava a long time ago.
That's what you taught when you taught
Yeah.
Shaka Sambhara
Yeah, I
and
think so.
several other.
I think we were practiced on chapter 7. But I do.
So I think need this mala blessing regularly 2 mala, counting mala and blessing mala.
Oh.
Yeah. So counting is Oma will have to count the secondary mala. So I think I remember the one teacher said you put mala on your knee, then count the other one. No, I think there's a two mala have to be because and also you need 2 mala. Once you do it actually, then you're not allowed to show your mala to everyone.
Oh.
Have to keep secret. Then you have everyday mala, then actually serious practice mala. Yeah,
Secret mode.
yeah, secret mala. So when your mala blessing, you have to hold the mala top here. It's called the Dharmakaya stupa, whatever it's called in this. For hold here and put the circle way, clockwise. Put it in the top. Is put on the standing. Okay. So then you think as the mala as a transform to the Avalokiteshvara here. Then you do the recite this mantra and include the Om Aho. When done that one, then the mala to Avalokiteshvara, then use with that. So this is become also mala as an inseparable. Then at my heart is a free circle with a 6-syllable mantra radiating light. At the heart of the deity generate the form as a moon disk with the tree circle with the 6. radiating light through all the direction, making offering, delighting body, speech, mind of all the Sugata actions. All the blessings return and obscuration of the body, speech, and mind of all the being of the three realms and purify, and the light illuminate them, and they are establishing the state of the great compassion one. All are being a realm of the universe and become the deity of all of and mind and from reside the six color continuous roaring thunderclaps. So all you first you're visualizing from seed celebrate and mantra offering to the all the Buddha and Bodhisattva 10 direction, and then bring the blessings. So Avalokiteshvara, what you visualize, power Buddha and Bodhisattva's power together, liberate every sentient being in the blessings. Then every sentient being become an Avalokita. Then you Mandala deity, everyone all like completely filled, the space is completely filled with Avalokiteshvara, everyone chanting Om Mani Padme Hum together. If you visualize in that way, sometimes you feel like you are middle of the thousands, beings they chanting together. You can feel like that one sound. It's like all chanting together. And the mantra is Om Mani Padme Hum. So when we read a mantra, so one thing is a mala using, always use the left hand, they said. You have to use on the left hand because the hand is the receiving hand. Right hand is the giving hand. So since we are trying to accomplishing, you have to use the left hand and receive in. So this like thumb press here direct and push inside. So it's become a clockwise like this. And when you reach to the here, this called the Tenzin, and you are back. You don't cross over that because since once reached to this Dhammakaya, no longer further can go. So again from the bottom to go back to reach the Dhammakaya. That's why you have to rotate the mala, never go over, never cross on this one.
I did that so many times yesterday.
You did?
Good thing I was slow. I had to do too many times.
You crossed over.
Oh, yeah. I said, it was a good thing I was still learning. Only had to
You say clockwise.
You do this one, it's become a clockwise.
Pull it
Become a clock.
to the splitter.
Mala standing here, from here to push this way, and clockwise.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, how do I switch it around? So
Just turn around like this. And the hand turn around like this. When you reach here, for example, you reach here,
Yeah.
then mala turn around. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like your reverse course.
You get
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
You just get here.
Then recitation have a lot of different, each one. This one didn't mention anything. Some have to recite really quietly. Some have to recite, a little bit with it. So, but one is always said, recite the mantra with the 6 folds. I mean, free from 6 folds. I need a cup of coffee.
Not too loud, not too soft.
Yeah.
Not too forceful.
So not too loud, because if you're too loud, of course, these days you live in the community, so neighbor will be really upset. Or they hear the mantra, they harm. painful. So, but not too quiet, because if you too quiet, there's no sound. Have to have sound, mantra, somehow. Not too fast, because you will miss the syllable. Not too slow, because you never finish the number. Yeah. Sometimes Tibetan people chant, oh my God. It's a deep. Really? That's just so fast. I think this is the way. Yeah. So not so fast, not too slow, and not so rough. Because if you chant so rough, it's not good for your health. It's a health consuming. Because if you chant too soft and not bring the energy of the power of the mantra, so not too soft, not too rough. So this called the 6 folds. I think can apply for meditation. In those 6 folds. And recite Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. State you have to do when you become a more dull kind of sleepy dull. Oh. Then you use the melody. It helps to more come this agitation. Minds become woo. Then that time you should chant quietly. So this is a melody, and quiet chanting is a based on what is the state of your mind. Chant with the mama bo asa. Let me use the chant. Let me touch it to me say. Nimbo. There's all the color. Om as a white and manifest in the guard room, and the free the suffering of dying, and the ma is a transform manifest in the demigod realm and free them from the suffering of the fighting, and the ni manifests in the human and free from the suffering of the birth, old age, sickness, and death, and ni pet manifests in the animals and the free suffering animal from the stupidity, may manifest in the hungry ghost, suffer what called the liberated hungry ghost essentially being from the hunger, and whom manifests in the hell realm and liberate them from the hell suffering of the cold and hot. So that is the main practice. Then here is called the blessing of the offering. This is a part of the conclusion. Same as a blessing as an offering which we talked earlier, same. Then as a praise is the same, page 52, praise, yeah, basically same. Then there's one torma offering. So what kind of a torma and how to do this one is I want you to learn from the Lama Rinzin. He's much better than me about that. So he has almost watched the Saradama. Namasawataka the Bai Mishimaga Sawatika Sabaran Emaganga come so ha on the Kundalana Namasawataka Summer Jana all in Namasama the Sabar and some home Namasama the Buddha Raisha. So this one is called the 6 mantra and 6 mudra. Each one have a reason. So this is by the blessings. First one is called the mantra of the emptiness. Second is called the mantra of the treasure, and the third one is I think mantra offering. So this is it. I forgot the name. Each one with the mudra. So I will leave on you to with the Lama Rinzin. So some other time. So the truth is because I'm not originally from the Digung. So I don't know that much with the Tibetan lineage, particular way of certain things that I want to do. Because also each monastery have their own tradition, and it's giving me headache, so I just give up.
Now I know it's giving me a headache.
So this Beza Mula Guru Parampara Saparivar Itabalina Kai Kai. So you offering to the Guru and all the retinus, and the brothers, Guru offering to the Guru. Then Aya Logeshwara Saparivar Itabalina offering to the deity. Deva died in a Saparivar Itabalina Kai, the Dakini or the Dhamma protector, or on the Dhammapala. Rakshi Sapar with the Malikakai. So last two are the protectors. So this is called the three roots. Also, Guru, deity, Dagini, and Dhamma protectors. So offering of the Dharma. So we call the then if you have a time, I think we have to do the Gana Chakra offering, feast offering, talk. Normally, when you do the ministration of the day, at the end of the day, to do the Gana Chakra. Don't have to do. I don't think so. Have to do every session. I'm not sure. Normally, during the retreat, we do the only one session, one Gana Chakra offering. Preliminary Dharma is offering for the first session, first time. Session, end of that, so we don't have to do this twice, maybe once. Okay, this is a Gana Chakra offering. Then it's a reminds. The conclusion is a page 51. If you don't want to do Gana Chakra offering and Dharma offering, mantra page 39, you can jump to the page 51, because sometimes you don't have time to do the Dharma offering, those things. You can jump to the page 39 to 51 to conclusion. Okay. Then conclusion on the Lokishwara Saparivar Argampadisa source, ne Shaptaba churches offering to this. Then Turba as a your 1,000 arm as 1,000 the Chakravarti king, and your 1,000 eye at 1,000 Buddha of this fortunate eon, manifesting the whatever's need, train those or train, appraise and posture to the Zumba Chenrezik. Zumba, the Tibetan word is really well disciplined. Then compares for maker. What does maker mean? Meager. Something not like complete. You don't have it. Yeah. Major in the Tibetan, major means the like sometimes you need certain things, but you don't have them. Yeah.
That's
So yeah.
what me.
Okay. In complete offering or for the adding or omitting things. Contamination or stained by the impurity of the duality, being under the influencing of the grade of the laziness. All this I confess to you. Whatever we make mistake, confess with the Avalokiteshvara. So this one is because of the Lotus family. So that way Lotus family not Bezar Sadhu. So it's a Lokeshwara Samaya Manubalaya, because it's a Avalokiteshvara. Sometimes it's also Lotus family Pema Sadhu Samaya Manubalaya. They use also. But this one is a direct Avalokiteshvara. It's the same 100 syllables. Then the conclusion here, the completion states, vivid in the heart of the myself is a Chenrezik in the free, from which light radiate in the outer phenomena and the inner great compassion of one, melting them into the light which dissolve into me. So all the outer phenomena dissolve to you, outer the universe. Then by the stage of the I become the smaller and smaller into the sixth syllable Omane Bemehu at the heart, melt into the seed syllable Shri at the heart. This is the disappear in the origin of the purity of the phenomena like the rainbow or dissolve into the non-objectified state. So this one is a non-objectified state. It's not same as a nothing. There's a something, but it's a concept object. Auspicious verse. The body, speech, and mind of all the Buddha of the three times look with the eye of the compassion upon all being of the six realms, and protect them with the mind, love, and compassion. May all have the auspicious fortune, noble Chenrezik. Said, showering the for accompany with the music. Dun, dun, dun. And dedication.
Like flower petals.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
You know, like the wedding thing? Dun, 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 dun.
Now this is like a Wajar Bell Damaru, those talk about the music. And dedication. By the virtue quickly may I become the Lord of Genesis, all being this exception. May they all attain the state. Okay. So now do this is dedication, then we're done. We're done reading. Yeah, dedication here.
Yeah, but first, just 1 second. Page 12, Mandala offering, and then long life.
We're gonna do that now.
Mandala offering for Khenpo. After a whole day of
Mhm.
So the white-
She
white
loves us,
arrow-
that Malov, bro. She loves us, that Malov.
Need an extra pair of-
repeat jump.
So the mandala offering, the ground is sprinkled with scented water, and flowers. It is adorned with Mary, the supreme mountain, the four continents, the sun.
As a Buddha feel, I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness of the state of Buddhism. To possess the three kayas, offer outer inner secret.
With my body, well, and all that is visible. Please grant me the supreme realization of life. Whatever merit I've
Gathering through prostration, offering, compassion, rejoicing, beseeching,
for the
for the sake of one and all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. Om Guru Deva Da Jene Rana Mandala Parditsa Soha.
Yeah, the long life is.
Page 28.
Not that, but he's still in the prayer.